We open tonight with the bout in the cruiserweight division. Vince Aragona versus Simeon Crawford. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Okay, Sean, here we see Crawford, a slight 1-inch height advantage, 7 pounds heavier, 2-inch reach advantage. None of that adding up to too much for two guys at this weight class.
Sporting touch of hands, both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1. Black trunks for Vince Aragona, red trunks for Simeon Crawford. Big left hook from Aragona. Aragona immediately with the power punches, and down goes Simeon Crawford.
And Aragona came out throwing hard punches. He feels like he knew something from the sparring, not worried about his opponent's punching power. That's a dangerous combination.
The assessment from Nick Behrens. Forward puncher and flat on his back goes Simeon Crawford. Knockdown number 2.
That didn't look like he was in the hit down. I think he's still hurt from the first knockdown. Let's see if he can keep going. He's still wobbly. Nope.
That is it! Just like that! Welcome to BKFC, Vince Aragona.
And the way Aragona came out just bombing, you knew he was going to get the knockout, or he was going to get hit and counted himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 36 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Vince "The Dog" Aragona.
Good victory for Aragona. I'd like to see him fight against Hilo, what he could do, but very good. Just came in throwing powerful punches and looked phenomenal.
To the welterweight division we go. Our tale of the tape is presented by Ball Boys for Jerome Macalino versus Pono Enos.
All right, Macalino, 3 inches taller, 3 inches longer on his reach, and he wants to make sure he controls the range, keep Enos out. Enos is coming and throwing bombs. Macalino knows it.
Chris West making his BKFC refereeing debut in this bout. Calls knuckle up from Chris West, round number 1. Black trunks for Jerome Macalino, gray trunks for Pono Enos. Immediately to the inside, chest to chest comes Pono Enos. On the left hook goes the overhand right in the clinch, just as Enos talked about. Beautiful turn in the right uppercut from Jerome Macalino.
These guys are going at it immediately.
Separation from Chris West, right back to it. There's the jab, stick, and move from Pono Enos. This now is the range that Jerome Macalino talked to us about wanting. Fully trying to utilize his reach advantage, and he does with the right hand. Overhand right again from Macalino. To the inside. 1-2 as Enos dipped his head.
Macalino countering very well at this point.
Forward pressure now from Jerome Macalino on the check left hook. Enos looking for the entry in the overhand right, cannot find it. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1. Pressing right hand, left hook, and to the canvas goes Jerome Macalino.
Totally changed the pace. Felt like Macalino was looking very good, walked right into the counter. This sport is very strange. You think you're in the driver's seat, one punch changes everything.
Right hand, immediately back to the inside from the head top one down. Those short overhand rights in the clinch. More big shots.
Macalino needs to take a knee.
Right to the body, knockdown number 2 recorded by Pono Enos of Jerome Macalino.
Macalino grabbing the back of his head, I'm not sure. He doesn't want any more out there. Look at his face.
Here's the mandatory 8 count given to Chris West. The assessment from West.
If I'm Enos, I'm trying to stop him right now. He's giving you that look, and he wants out.
Closing seconds, round number 1.
Oh! Oh!
Come from behind win. Game, set, match, Jerome Macalino.
Off the canvas. I thought he was done. That came out of nowhere. What a turn of events. Swaying back and forth. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's have a round of applause for one of the most exciting first-round fights in BKFC history. Our referee in charge of the action, Chris West, steps in, calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 54 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by KO, Jerome! Jerome, the Phenom, Macalino.
Bucked Up Energy Drink brings you our tale of the tape for this bout in the welterweight division. Joseph Calarruda versus Fatu Tuitasi.
Very similar for this tail of the tape, Sean. 1 inch height difference, exact same reach, same fist size, almost the exact same weight.
UFC and Pride veteran Frank Trigg making his BKFC refereeing debut in this bout. Both fighters up to scratch. Trigg waiting for the corners to clear. Again, both fighters, Calarruda, Tuitasi, 3 feet apart. The bell, round number 1. Black trunks for Fatu Tuitasi. White and gold trunks for Joseph Calarruda. See them measuring from Calarruda. Lowering his stance, Tuitasi.
You can see Tuitasi, he's just waiting to counter. As soon as Calarruda was coming in, he's going to throw that right hand.
Suggested stance for Calarruda. Looking for the lead overhand, left to the inside, right hand. Good pullback defensively from Tuitasi. He talked to us about the art of defense. Right hand just off the mark on the 1-2 from Fatu Tuitasi. Right, right, not there from Tuitasi. Good pullback from Calarruda. Relatively measured start for both men. They're trying to work off of the jab. Hook not there.
Tuitasi seems like his chin's a little high. He might want to protect it. If he gets hit, he's going to be in big trouble.
Good left hand, partially through from Calarruda. Tuitasi resetting, both fighters in the center.
That chin was up.
Hand right.
Calarruda just a very good counter, but he's got that chin tucked. He's ready to explode inside.
They're going to miss with the left hook. Calarruda resetting his feet. Calarruda thought about throwing the overhand right. Now forward pressure from Tuitasi. Tuitasi again, lowering his stance. See the level change in, trying to do that. Land the rear overhand. There's the right hand. Down goes Fatu Tuitasi.
Tuitasi badly hurt. He got hit with some massive shots.
Up at 7, Fatu Tuitasi takes the full mandatory aim from Frank Trigg. Now the assessment from Trigg.
And he better grab at the point. There's only a few seconds left. He better not trade. He's going to get put down.
5 seconds, round number 1. You hear the 10-second clock. Calarruda, no rush on the knockdown. The right hand not there. The bell, next up, round 2.
And I would say Tuitasi very lucky that round was near finish when he got knocked down because he's badly hurt.
In our fighter meeting, Joseph Calarruda said, I'm going to try to time my punches. And Tuitasi leans back as he has the habit to do so. We saw that overhand right as Tuitasi was leaning back. Round number 2.
Tuitasi still has that chin a little sticking up to my liking. Tuitasi
dropped in round number 1 with that beautiful overhand right by Joseph Calarruda, but still very much in this 3-round fight. Jab not there from Calarruda.
I said that 1 minute break was very good for Tuitasi. Looks like he's recovered quite a bit.
There's the overhand right. Good pullback defensively from Fatu Tuitasi. 35 remaining, round number 2. See the diversionary rangefinder jab with Calarruda. To do that, land the overhand right, but again, good defensive pullback from Tuitasi.
Tuitasi talked about defense. He's showing some defense. Pulling out of range. He's got to fire back.
Feint step from Tuitasi.
You see how Tuitasi has some good power. He just got to land one of those shots. Got to do so when his opponent comes in and tries to land those power shots up there.
See the active hand movement, open-chested of Joseph Calarruda. Calarruda sitting on that overhand right. That landed on the left shoulder of Tuitasi. Look, jab from Tuitasi, not there. Not there again. Overhand right. Tuitasi definitely was looking for that punch. Again, the defensive pullback. To the inside from the outside one goes Joseph Calarruda, right hook. From the center circle, both fighters staying in orthodox. Stiff stick jab from Calarruda.
Oh, just a jab.
Knockdown number 2.
And that's what this sport is different. Jabs are powerful. Jabs do damage. many fights we've seen ended by a jab, sir. Tuitasi knows he's down big at this point. He's got to do something different. He's got to come back and get a knockdown of his own or possibly a knockout.
10-second clock acknowledged by Frank Trigg. Late here in round number 2. Calarruda dropping Tuitasi with the overhand right in round number 1. Dropping Tuitasi with the lead left jab in round 2. We move to the third final round. Again, presumably, but 10-8 Calarruda on the knockdown of Tuitasi round 1. The same sequence, the knockdown, this time off the jab. Round 1 it was the overhand right. 10-8, round number 2.
Let's see if Tuitasi says, I'm going for broke. I got to win this fight. I got to go for the knockout.
Overhand right, not there from Calarruda. Tuitasi staying measured off of his own jab. Tuitasi circling, looking for the entry angle. Tuitasi said, I will be equally comfortable outside and inside. But down twice here in round 1, and then again in round 2. The smear of blood on his forehead. Tuitasi now trying to look more for the mid-range or even the pocket.
Tuitasi did have a good pullback, a good punch, but he's got to do more.
70 seconds remaining. Third and final round. You see Tuitasi cut inside of his his right brow. The overhand right from Calarruda. Good pullback from Tuitasi.
Tuitasi is doing a good job of pulling back, but he's got to counter quicker. He's trying to in that situation, but he's down bad. He's got to win.
Tuitasi has eluded a lot of Calarruda's punches, but he took that big overhand right that dropped him in round 1, and he took that stiff jab that dropped him in round 2.
Tuitasi's got his figure. I have to get it.
Overhand right. That was clean from Calarruda. To his credit, Fatu Tuitasi took it exceedingly well. 25 seconds remaining in this fight. The right hand, left hook, right hand to the inside. Tuitasi back to the outside. On the turn. Clearly now the cut inside of Tuitasi's right brow. Final seconds of this welterweight bout. Calarruda circling on the outside. The bell, that is the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 3 rounds, our judges at ringside are all in agreement at 30-25 to the winner by unanimous decision, Joseph Calarruda.
To the lightweight division we go. Nick Saragosa versus Kaylan Gorospe. Our tale of the tape is presented by Out Nicotine Pouches.
All right, son. Saragosa here, 2 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage. That's not too much, but he wants to utilize it and control the range as all possible.
Kaylan Gorospe said, I am focused on precision. I am not going to throw every single punch with full power. Knuckle up from referee Dane Faruda. This is his BKFC refereeing debut. Round number 1. Black and yellow trunks for Nick Saragosa. Dark gray trunks for Kaylan Gorospe.
And Saragosa just really trying to mirror his opponent's hip.
Saragosa right to the inside on the overhand right. Already cut above his left eye is Kaylan Gorospe.
Saragosa coming for a bomb.
There's the counter right hand from Gorospe, but fast start to this fight. True to his word for Nick Saragosa. And big swings true to his word for Nick Saragosa. Right hand from Saragosa. This is the second right hand. Gorospe on his back foot now circling out.
Saragosa all over his opponent, taking punches he does not care.
Flipping left hook. Saragosa is now cut in his right eye. And the up jab. There's the clean 1-2 from Gorospe. 70 seconds remaining, round number 1, scheduled for 3 in the lightweight division. And the feint from Gorospe. See the extended striking guard of Kaylan Gorospe, the tighter striking guard of Nick Saragosa. Saragosa looking for the entry. Saragosa re-cut under his left eye, but flowing freely from that cut.
Better be under the ass.
You see Gorospe on that knot, that hematoma that's already popped and leaking blood on the left side of his head. There's the overhand right. Big strikes to the backside from Saragosa. Gorospe trying to counter. Doing so while moving laterally and backwards. Overhand right again from Saragosa. Right hand, left hand, good sequence from Saragosa. The counter right hand from Gorospe. Gorospe sitting on those counters while taking big Saragosa punches.
Gorospe doing a good job of countering, and that pressure from Saragosa, relentless, throwing powerful right hands.
1-2 from Gorospe. Both fighters having their moments here in this round one. We move to round two. We're going to have a medical timeout. Excellent procedure from referee Dane Ferruda, calling both men up to scratch. And now Saragosa is seeing Dr. Don Mutsi. Gorospe central neutral part of the ring. And we will continue. Medical clearance from Dr. Mutsi.
And let's see if that really fires up Saragosa more. I'm in trouble. They're trying to look at my eye. I got to stop this fight this round. Oh, good jab.
Covering his jab, overhand right. Gorospe couldn't find the overhand right, but pulled back from Saragosa. Saragosa heavy to the body, a counter right hand from Kaylan Gorospe. Gorospe turning over the right hand and turning over the right hand next Saragosa. Both fighters continue to have their momentum swings. Back and forth we go.
It's that jab of Gorospe is really doing damage.
Overhand right from Gorospe. Counter left hook from Saragosa.
I want to see Saragosa start going to the body with those hooks. If he can land the body's going to do so much damage.
To the inside. Heavy pressure from Saragosa. Underhook from Gorospe. Gorospe trying to turn off of the ropes. He does. Restart from Dane Ferruda. On the entry jab, overhand right from Saragosa.
Saragosa can't stay there.
Left hand punch on the ground. The knockdown counts. And here comes the mandatory 8 given to Saragosa by Dane Ferruda.
Saragosa's hurt. He's got to get together. He's got to start throwing in body shots.
Off the canvas, right out.
He's got to come after him. You got him hurt. Go to the body.
Right hand again.
That's it.
Gorospe off the canvas to the victory for Nick Seller.
And just as it looked like Saragosa was in trouble, just like that, Toby was showing 2 of these fights already. People coming back. This is exactly what I knew we were going to get when we came to the line. This is why we wanted to come here for the last 3 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's make a lot of noise for these 2 warriors. Our referee in charge of the action, Dave Ferruda, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 30 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by KO, Nick One Shot Saragosa.
In the bantamweight division, Micah Samson versus Nalu. Our tale of the tape is presented by Forge Irish Stout.
Another fight, Sean. Theme of the night, very similar for the tail of the tape. 5'8" to 5'7", 1-inch reach advantage for Samson. Not very much, but man, these guys are very, very similarly matched.
Both fighters smiling, talking up to scratch, 3 feet apart. Out of duck luck from referee Nick Barron's round number 1. Light gray trunks with white trim for Nalu Sinel. And white trunks, white trim for Micah Samson.
Sean, I like how both guys feel like they knew this was about distance and who could control it.
Quick feint for Micah Samson. Snell on his back foot, circling to the outside. Step in jab, not there. Up jab. From Samson could not land it. Nice tight striking guard for Micah Samson. Fast jab. Snell looking for the entry, cannot find it thus far.
That's it. Samson said he's going to try and make his opponent throw punches and then counter those.
Shocking pressure early from Micah Samson.
Samson throwing some jabs, really looking for his opponents to throw these overhands so he can counter.
Lateral movement from Nalu Sinel. 1-2 just off the mark from Samson, the idea there. Up jab from Samson, that was fast. 60 seconds remaining, round number 1, scheduled for 3 at 135 pounds. Up jab not there from Sinel. Fingers. There's the extended guard from Samson that he talked to us about in our fighter meeting. High forearm with the lead left hand from Ortho for Samson. Sit on the front foot.
So now really not trying to do much to get inside. He kept talking about has to get inside to win his fight. He hasn't really made too much of an attempt thus far.
There's the duck under. No, saw the entry, didn't take it. Back to the object for Micah Samson.
Either Samson has to start double up on the jab or really trying to throw the right. Just he did.
Down and through the ring ropes goes Nalu.
And now it looks like he's trying to get out of the rings, and I don't like that right hand.
Up at 9.5 is Nalu. This is the first time we have ever seen that in almost 1,700 BKFC bouts. A fighter through the bottom rope onto the apron. That is the end of round one. Micah Samson recording the knockdown and Nalu on the apron. Re-entering the ring and up at 9.5 on Nick Barron's count.
And now talked about being a defense fight. He better make this inside. If he sits and trades, I think he's in trouble.
Round two. Samson on the jab. Feint on the jab from Samson. Right hand. So now talk to us about that wrestler's pressure, the wrestler's pace getting to the inside. Right hand and again under the bottom rope and on the apron goes Nalu.
Hey, this is bizarre. I don't know what's happening with him. He don't want anymore. No,
that is at the 10 count. And an emphatic win in his BKFC debut for Micah Samson.
So this was about a distance fight. It was Samson's distance. He stayed outside. He ran an overhand right at will. It did damage each time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to an end with our referee in charge, Nick Barons, reaching the count of 10 at 32 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by KO, Micah Samson.
Women's lightweights, the numbers presented by Tick Pick for Hazel Nahi-Anaena versus Kat Rebeliza.
Okay, Sean, Rebeliza with a slight 1-inch height advantage, also a 3-inch reach advantage. Wants to utilize that in this fight. It's not much, but it's something.
Chris West calling both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1. Right touch for Hazel Nahi-Anaena, butt touch for Kat Rebeliza. Oh, punches to the inside. Side headlock position, and that sends Hazel Nahi-Anaena to the canvas. And as is a slip rule, the suck by Chris West right back to it.
Rebeliza's cut already. Bad cut over the left eye.
The fighters unorthodox in the center circle. To the body goes Rebeliza. Rebeliza on the active jab. Right hook just off the mark from Nahi-Anaena.
That's the difference when you go 20%. You're not used to these hard punches being there. That can change everything.
Overhand right. Nahi-Anaena had the idea. Good pull back from Rebeliza. From Nahi-Anaena. Rebeliza doubling her jab. Actual smile on the face of Hazel Nahi-Anaena. Right to the body from Rebeliza.
Rebeliza talked about going to the body, but every time you do, you open up your face for a counter.
Jab again from Nahi-Anaena.
Nahi-Anaena smiling.
The fighters in the center circle. 50 seconds remaining, round number 1. Scheduled for 3 rounds. Women's 155 pounders.
Good straight counter.
Right hook just off the mark from Nahi-Anaena. Rebeliza, blood flowing freely here. She is caught outside of her left eye. Overhand right, left hook from Nahi-Anaena. To the inside, right hook to the body from Rebeliza. That is effective. Both fighters throwing big. Nahi-Anaena continuing to smile throughout round number 1.
She's just laughing. She's having a great time during this fight.
Looking for the rear right uppercut, Nahi-Anaena. Final seconds, round number 1. Rebeliza back to the jab, right hook, left hook from Hazel Nahi-Anaena. Stiff jab right to the body from Rebeliza. Next up, round 2. The fighters back up to scratch, 3 feet apart. Round round two we go. Right back to the jab goes Hazel Nahi-Anaena. Jab and right to the body from Rebeliza.
Rebeliza still wants to work that body, even though she gets hit a lot of times when she tries.
Overhand right to the inside, another overhand right. That's from short distance from Rebeliza. Nahi-Anaena step in jab. Some momentum swings. Chris back and forth. Through the extended hand of Rebeliza. That's legal as long as her fingers continue to point upwards and not directly towards the face and eyes of Hazel Nahi-Anaena. Stepping jab from Nahi-Anaena, couldn't find it. Point two. There's the two that lands in the count of two right back. Rebeliza landed, then did Nahi-Anaena. Right hook. To the mid-range comes Rebeliza.
Rebeliza felt like those body shots were hurt, but they haven't done much.
Nahi-Anaena circling out. Her fighters with a smear of blood on their face. There's the smile again on the face of Hazel Nahi-Anaena, who was present for virtually all of round number one. They did right. Rebeliza couldn't find it. Nahi-Anaena sitting on that right hand. Both fighters continuing to work from orthodox. 25 seconds remaining round two. Round two from Hazel Nahi-Anaena. Deeper swelling outside of Rebeliza's left arm. Clean right hand. Then a check left hook to finish that sequence from Nahi-Anaena.
Yeah, that left side of Rebeliza's face really starting to swell.
We move to the third foul round. Command extraordinaire Pat McPherson holding the end swell. Working on the cuts, the abrasions and contusions on the face of Kat Rebeliza. Round number three, third and final round of this women's lightweight bout. Left hook. Chris, we talked about two very close rounds as we enter the third and final round. And again, subtle momentum swings back and forth between Hazel Nahi-Anaena and Kat Rebeliza.
Rebeliza still trying to throw those body shots. I think she thought it would do a little bit more damage than it has.
Looking for the 1-2. Rebeliza. Overhand right from Nahi-Anaena. Stiff jab from Nahi-Anaena. And then right to the body from Rebeliza. Overhand right back.
So it's a lot easier to move the head than it is the body. That's why it's a good punch for Rebeliza to land with the body.
That was audacious. Rear right bolo punch from Nahi-Anaena. Could not land it. Hands. Tighter striking guard now for Hazel Nahi-Anaena as Kat Rebeliza comes forward off the jab. Crippling her jab, third to the body. Just a diversionary jab now from Rebeliza, trying to get Nahi-Anaena to move.
Rebeliza seems like she usually comes, only time she really comes forward is when she throws that body shot.
The fighter's working the jab. Stiff jab from Nahi-Anaena. That was effective. 25 seconds remaining in this fight.
Nahi-Anaena has done a great job when she steps in, throws that jab, and gets right back out. Good movement.
Clean left hand getting through on the left hook from Rebeliza.
Still
10-second clock acknowledged by referee Chris West.
Still out of grabs as well.
Huge support in this Honolulu crowd for both fighters to the bell. And that is the fight. Hazel Nahi-Anaena and Kat Rebeliza going the full 3 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a hard-fought 3 rounds, these two warriors have earned a big round of applause. Our judges at ringside score the fight 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 to the winner by unanimous decision. Hazel Nahi-Anaena!
In the middleweight division, Randy Kamayo-Pili versus Shiro Hito. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Okay, Sean, Shiro Hito with a 3-inch height advantage, 2-inch reach advantage. Not that much. Like I said, all these fights tonight, very similar. Tale of the tape.
Shiro Hito told us, very high volume on the inside. Hard overhand rights moving forward. Frank Trigg bringing both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1. Black and white truck to the fighter from Long Island. Shiro Hito. Black truck to the Hawaiian. Randy Kamayo-Pili.
Kamayo-Pili better get that chin in check because he's got a sitting target at this point, I feel.
Oh! And the counter jab, and that drops Shiro Hito.
That's power difference, man.
There's the mandatory 8 count given by Frank Trigg to Shiro Hito.
Hito doesn't look good, but man, Kamayo-Pili looks like he has power.
To the inside, big right hand from Randy Kamayo-Pili. 4 more shots, knockdown number 2. Wound doesn't slip immediately by Frank
Oh,
Trigg.
look at that hematoma on the top of the head from Hito.
Overhand right, left to the body, right hand. Kamayo-Pili walking through big punches. Another right hand lands by Hito. Kamayo-Pili walking through that as well.
Kamayo-Pili looks like he does not care about what's coming at him.
To the inside, more big shots on the left hand, right hand. Right hand again. Shiro Hito in all sorts of trouble. Clean knockdown number 2.
He's got to take his time.
6, 7.
And a big now is having its fun. And things just going to keep going. We've seen it happen many times.
Kamayo-Pili can see the finish line, trying to reach it here in round number 1. More big shots to the inside, right hand, knockdown number 3.
Doing a good job, 1 to 8. Exactly what he should be doing. He's got to get out of this round.
Hito indeed up at 8. You see the massive hematoma, almost a double hematoma.
He's got to use some movement. His opponent's coming right at him. He can't sit there and keep. Oh,
Knockdown number 4, the double punches on the ground. But that Trigg is a clean knockdown by Frank Trigg. You hear the 10-second clock. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round under the unified rules. The assessment from Trigg. That ends round number 1 and a 4 knockdown round for Randy Kamayo-Pili.
Hito got very lucky that round was over. He's got to regroup. He's got to start sticking and moving. He can't sit there and trade with his opponent.
Medical timeout called by Frank Trigg.
Combative sports, I mean, it really doesn't, typically they don't stop, but typically it's fine. Until it keeps going.
Assessment of that hematoma.
That's okay? There we go.
Medical clearance. This fight will continue. Nice sporting gesture by Randy Kamayo-Pili. Round 2.
Hito's got to start sticking and moving. He can't just trade.
Knockdown number 5 on the left hook by Randy Kamayo-Pili.
4, 5.
You can see the dejected look.
8.
Hito's got to start sticking and moving. He can't just trade. He wanted a pocket fight. He's got to change what he's doing and move.
Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Left hand. This fight is over. 6 knockdowns to the finish of his BKFC debut for Randy Kamayo-Pili.
Kamayo-Pili was on point. Just coming forward with nothing but aggression.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Frank Trigg, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 27 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by TKO, Randy Kamayo-Pili.
And what a performance for Kamayo-Pili. Just came forward the entire time. Looked like he had good defense and devastating power.
This is intriguing in the light heavyweight division. Namakana Pakala versus Chris Cisneros. The numbers presented by Ball Boys.
Okay, Sean, Pakala, slight 2-inch height advantage, slight 2-inch reach advantage. Once again, with all these fights, the other tapes have been fairly similar, nobody having a huge advantage.
Nahi-Anaena said, I have to be aware of the counters of Chris Cisneros. And we work to the clinch. Heavy with withers and underhooks. Heavy on the and that drops Chris Cisneros.
First punch thrown, first landing. Cisneros has got to understand this is different. You can't block.
Pakala's in the multicolored trunks. Cisneros in the paint trunks. Good striking guard for Nahi-Anaena. So the jab goes Cisneros, left to the bottom goes Pakala.
And Cisneros is going to have to use all his tricks.
Big left hand right here, both fighters throwing pin. Cisneros throwing on the ropes on the turn, heavy on the underhook. There's from the wizard position. And Pakala actually hits the takedown. Withers a slip immediately, and correctly so by referee Dane Fatu.
And I think that was a message sent by Pakala.
Jab from Pakala.
What's going on, Pono?
Cisneros sitting on the right hand, going with the jabs. Just saw the level change from Chris Cisneros. 60 seconds remaining, round number 1. Scheduled for 5 in the light heavyweight division.
Let's fucking go!
To the mid-range. No rush from either fighter. These are two very skillful combat sports athletes.
And sometimes that helps. You spar before. You understand exactly what the other guy can do.
Cisneros circling out. Jab from Pakala, just off the mark. Overhand right, there's the counter right back from Pakala.
Cisneros hard at over the top of his opponent. He's got to be careful.
Clean knockdown number 2.
Lots of power being displayed by Pakala. Cisneros has got to do a better job of countering his opponent's power swing.
Mandatory 8. Given to Cisneros by Dane Fatu. The assessment, final seconds, round number 1. That ends the first round. 2 knockdowns reported by Nahi-Anaena as we move to round 2. Calarruda starts round number 2 and back to the big overhand right goes Nahi-Anaena. Cisneros trying to stay active with the jab, stepping to the inside. Underhook from Cisneros, left hook from Pakala.
Pakala just showing a lot of power, even in the clinch, just throwing his opponent around.
See the measuring from Cisneros. Cisneros staying active from Ortho with that lead left hand. There's the check left hook from Pakala. Big shot, right uppercut from Nahi-Anaena. 125 remaining round 2.
I mean, Cisneros showing some good abilities. That's what we saw in the trials. Just a good ability. Avoid shots, have good eyes. Man, he's dealing with a monster at this point.
So talk to us about working underhooks and wizards in the clinch. Heavy in the clinch there. Again, turning inactive. Right back to it. Well refereeing thus far by Dane Fatu. Change from Nahi-Anaena. Cisneros right hand. Cisneros down twice. Round number 1, but still very much in this fight, circling out. That point, Chris certainly not lost on Nahi-Anaena. Understands the fighting pedigree of Chris Cisneros. 2 MMA bouts, 1-0 and bare knuckle.
You can see Cisneros, the way he pulls, stays right in range. He's really starting to understand his point a little better. Look at that.
To the body from Cisneros, that was clever.
And then dodge the other punch coming. He's doing a great job. He was trying to finish score out. Pakala always has the power advantage in this fight.
See the head movement from Cisneros. Pakala showing his power again. Straight right hand, naked 2 just before the bell. As we move to round 3. Round 3. Bigger swing from Cisneros on the right hand to start the 3rd round than we've seen from him thus far in rounds 1 and 2.
He has a sense of urgency. We've seen that come into play tonight a couple times. Really helps some people win.
Cisneros continuing to be active with the lead left hand from Orthodox. Big exhale from Cisneros. Step step in, right hand from Cisneros, right hand from Pakala.
I like the defense by Cisneros. He avoided the big shot.
There's the naked two. Cisneros starting to find the naked two.
His eyes really starting to figure out this sport.
Although shown his power, but there's a powerful right hand from Chris. Oh! Yeah! Right on the knockdown count.
You can dish it, can you take it? That's what you find out in this sport. Cisneros proves he can take it. Now he's dishing it out.
Mandatory 8. Given to Namakana Pakala by Dave Faruda. Fight on. 50 seconds remaining, round 3. Heavy shoulder feint from Cisneros.
Cisneros really on his A game. Oh!
2 on the knockdown count. 3 left hand landed by Chris Cisneros. And he records the second knockdown of Namakana Pakala here in round 3.
And Pakala really showed his heart at this point. He was dominating. This is very disheartening when all of a sudden you're not.
A massive momentum switch from Namakana Pakala, was up 2-0 on the knockdown count. Make it 2-2 on the knockdown count. Final seconds, round 3. I thought this would be an intriguing fight. It's a really intriguing fight as we move to round 3. Namakana Pakala dropping Chris Cisneros twice in round number 1. Chris Cisneros dropping Namakana Pakala twice in round 3. To round 4 we go. Fight most definitely on. Double left hand right hand from Pakala. Pakala trying to snatch the momentum back, but he held firmly in round 1. The first half of round 2, and this fight then switched in favor of Chris Cisneros as Cisneros started to get his jab and his naked two going in the back half of round 2. And that into full effect in round 3, Chris.
Not only that, you can just see Cisneros really stepped into the third round and start throwing hard shots.
On the right hand.
Very good head movement.
There's the jab from Cisneros. In and out goes Cisneros. Double jab from Namakana Pakala. Cisneros on the exhale. Both fighters in the center circle. The roll through from Cisneros. Oh! Make it 3-2 on the knockdown count. And a clean knockdown recorded by Namakana Pakala.
Cisneros smiling, laughing, saying, he caught me. But that's that power that Pakala has. Every time he hits you, he can do damage.
Momentum back to Namakana Pakala. You see the smile on the face of Chris Cisneros, sporting touch of hands.
He's really figured that, throw that right hand hard and duck underneath.
Left hand through from Pakala. 25 seconds remaining, round 4. I think every fight is a fight of the night candidate tonight here in Hawaii. And this especially is. 5 knockdowns. No one has won anything yet. Final 10 seconds. Round number 4. Big right uppercut left hand. Counter left hand by Cisneros from the right hand from Pakala. Cisneros coming forward overhand right. The bell, we move to the 5th and final round. Hidden sportsmanship. Huge respect between Namakana Pakala and Chris Cisneros. We enter the 5th and final round. Good. Including 2 knockdowns of Cisneros in round 1. Cisneros 2 knockdowns of Pakala in round 3, and then Pakala dropping Cisneros in round 4. Cisneros pulling back that right hand. Cisneros to the jab. Just off the mark from Namakana Pakala. Cisneros again to the jab, jab to the body. Each swelling into the round. Namakana Pakala's right eye. Exhale again from Cisneros. Cisneros on the hook jab. And from Cisneros.
Pakala
That exceedingly well.
Pakala, even though it's been knocked down twice, he has a good chin doing this to him.
To the body goes Cisneros. Overhead left hand from Pakala. 60 seconds remaining in this fight. Big shot to the inside. Clean knockdown from Namakana Pakala.
Cisneros just got caught in a bad spot. Couldn't get away. He knows he has to get a knockout now. He better go for both.
Cisneros off the canvas for the 4th time in this fight and right back to the jab. Get off the mark from Nahi-Anaena. An uppercut overhand, right goes the counter. And the jab again. Cisneros still coming forward, trying to mirror the hips. Final seconds of this outstanding light heavyweight bout. From the uppercut, right hand from Cisneros after Nahi-Anaena had landed. And from Cisneros, 2 punches after the bell, making 4 punches after the bell. And that is the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, we have all witnessed an incredible 5-round war. Let's hear it for the amazing effort from these 2 warriors. After completing the scheduled 5 rounds, our judges at ringside are all in agreement at 45-44 to the winner by unanimous decision. Nahi-Anaena Bakala!
In the lightweight division, Juvenile Lion versus Chris Inocencio. Our tale of the tape is presented by TickPick.
Another one of these, Sean, it seems like here in the both guys 5'10", only a 1-inch reach difference, exact same fist size, no advantage from tail to tape.
Chris Inocencio said, I have to have an inside game. I have to have heavy pressure in the clinch. Round number 1. The jab off of the scratch in the blue trunks for Juvenile Lion. And black trunks for Chris Inocencio. Right hand for the Lion. Inocencio adamant he could not allow the boxing pace, the boxing rhythm, the boxing distance to be dictated by a Lion.
Clearly that's what a Lion wants. He's trying to throw nice, crisp, clean punches and then move.
Left hand, right hand on the step in two from a Lion. Right now we're at the boxing pace and range, favored by Juvenile Lion. And right off the mark. Inocencio to the inside on the right hand, counter right hand, right back from the Lion. Inocencio on the right hand, that definitely wobbled Juvenile Lion. Right hand again, Inocencio coming forward on the duck under. Hard right hand to the inside, exactly now where Chris Inocencio wants to be. Flaring back to the canvas goes Juvenile Lion.
The Lion's hurt.
Here's the count for Nick Barons.
I'm not sure if he can make it. You better be careful. He's got to make sure he moves. He doesn't want to stay in Detroit. Okay, then.
Barons does not like what he sees, and victory in his BKFC debut for Chris Inocencio.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Nick Barons, steps in, calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 15 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Chris Inocencio.
To the welterweight division we go. Our tale of the tape is presented by Alp Nicotine Pouches for Zach Zane versus Justin Cornell.
Once again, Cornell with just a 1-inch height advantage. That's very, very minimal in this fight. 1-inch reach advantage. Both guys the exact same fist size. Very similar once again.
Zach Zane told us, I expect Justin Cornell to try to be slick on the outside. I will negate his slickness with my heavy pressure to the inside. Round number 1. Black and red trunks for Justin Cornell, white trunks for Zach Zane. Right tight striking guard for Zane. Big right hand, overhand left. Cornell throwing with his back against the ropes. Chest to chest comes Zach Zane. The big shot from Justin Cornell. Cornell on the turn. Effective from Justin Cornell. Overhand right, missing from Zane. Zane resetting in the center circle. See both fighters sitting in southpaw. Double right hand, hard entry from Zach Zane on the walk down pressure. Again, Cornell with his back against the ropes. With the separation from Chris West. 80 seconds remaining, round number 1. On the duck under. Heavy to the inside. Chris, this is where Zach Zane talked to us about trying to use his jiu-jitsu, but it's the long straight punches of Justin Cornell on the inside.
Not really using much jiu-jitsu. He's trying to punch a lot in there, Zane. He's got to really do a better job of grabbing the opponent, manipulating his head, moving him around.
Zane talked about manipulating and grabbing the arms of Justin Cornell, but Cornell proving very slick indeed on the outside.
And Zane's just standing, waiting to counter. That's a dangerous prospect with the good boxers.
Overhand right from Zane, not there. Cornell on the level change. There's the right hand, but deftly blocked by Justin Cornell. Cornell, you see the upper body movement. 30 seconds remaining, round number 1. Right hand on the entry, counter, clipping right hand from Cornell. Cornell feigning with the right uppercut.
And the way Zane is moving, the way he's getting out of position, sometimes he's got to be very careful he get caught with a counter punch.
Right hand, but that is blocked by Justin Cornell. Cornell showing his length, his hand speed. Final seconds, round number 1. Right hand entry, counter right hand from Cornell. We move to round 2. Both fighters up to scratch, round 2.
Zane better do something to stop the confidence that should be coming from Cornell at this point.
Zane on his back foot. Now Cornell coming forward on the right hand. Cornell turning over the left hand. 35 remaining, round 2 of this welterweight fight. Cornell staying long. Zane again looking for the entry.
Not trying to really get the clinch like you talked about, Zane.
Zane big swings, but this is straight right hand, and that drops Zach Zane.
And great job for Cornell, who just waited, saw his opponent throwing wild shots, and he just countered. Beautiful job.
Up at 8 is Zach Zane. Here's the assessment from referee Chris West. This fight is over. And an emphatic victory for Justin Cornell.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee Chris West steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute, 1 second, round number 2. For your winner by TKO, Justin, the Underdog Cornell.
Well, the underdog came through, Sean. He looked very calm, very relaxed, and very precise with his punches.
Feature fight time. The numbers presented by Rasha for this bout at 145 pounds. Toby Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett.
And Sean, another very similar teletape. The only thing different between Misech, 5 pounds heavier than Felony Bennett. Like he was not able to make weight. Let's see if that could be the difference.
Toby Misech said, I have to be aware of the counters of Charles Bennett. It's imperative that I control the pace of this fight. Round number 1. Black trunks for Toby Misech, red trunks for Felony Charles Bennett. And then immediately sitting back and countering. Because he said he would go all out in the first 30 seconds. But it's Bennett sitting back and trying to rely on his speed. Stepping in on the speed, there's the left hand and ruled a slip immediately by Nick Barron.
Just a message that pushes his opponent down. Get back up.
Misech on the jab. Misech in southpaw. And in ortho. Left hand. And that is ruled as a knockdown by Nick Barron. No complaint from Toby Misech.
Just got caught with a quick little shot. Not hurt. But he did go down.
A mandatory 8 count given to Misech by Barons. Barons was now instructing Felony Charles Bennett. That was in fact a knockdown. Bennett seemed confused on the process. Misech to the inside and getting the knee touches. And that is ruled as a knockdown by Nick Barons.
Barron sticking with the knockdown. What's he doing?
What is Bennett now coming to Nick Barron saying that wasn't a knockdown? That was almost surreal, but ruled as a knockdown by Nick Barron. Left hand. Right hand from Charles Bennett. Toby Misech, twice to the canvas here in round number 1. The first time he didn't complain, the second time he complained. Strangely enough, Bennett complained as well.
Look at Bennett with those hands down with just cat-like reflexes, trying to counter his opponent, coming in every time, quick little uppercuts.
Final seconds. Almost surreal round number 1. We move to round 2. Chris, I started watching pro boxing when I was 5. I watched UFC 1 live on pay-per-view. I've seen a lot of combat sports. I've commentated a lot of combat sports. I have never seen a fighter record a knockdown and then argue with the referee it should not have been a knockdown. But that's what Felony Charles Bennett did with Nick Barons on the second knockdown of Toby Misech in round 1.
And look at how Bennett's fight. Hands down, he pulls back and comes with his own shots. Gotta be very careful. You get hit with a shot, you're in trouble. Definitely feels like he can land his power shots
on the left hand. Both fighters extremely fast, showcasing their speed, and again, both fighters felt that they would be faster than the other. But of heads, time called by Nick Barons. It's a little clash of heads. Something we rarely see in bare-knuckle fighting championship.
What happens when two guys come forward, trying to land hard shots. Quick little view of this, both guys coming out. Misech coming in, trying to land power shots. Heads do clash sometimes.
Both fighters could have taken up to 5 minutes. Neither were interested in doing so. Right back to it. There's the left hand from Misech. 80 seconds remaining round number 2. Stepping on the right hand. Shuffle right hook knocked there from Misech. It's sitting back. Trying to bait in Toby Misech. Loses a slip immediately and emphatically by Bombz.
Just getting himself off balance is Misech. It's difficult to deal with the guy like Felony Bennett. He's overcommitting. He's really about trying to come in slowly, not getting these punches landing.
Leaping lead, left uppercut. That's the creativity that Bennett was talking about. He prides himself on.
Bennett with those hands down the entire time. He really relies on that head movement and his counters.
See Felony Charles Bennett trying to bait in Misech, dropping his hand, sticking out his chin. That is his supreme confidence in his speed. Again, there's that leaping lead left uppercut from Ortho.
That's where Misech, he wants to double up on those punches. Continue to come forward. Not just one jab, 2, 3, followed by the hook. One of those punches will land.
Left hand only partially through from Toby Misech. Getting late here in round number 2. The jab not there. Flip jab to the body from Bennett. Misech opening his stance. Shuffling step from Felony Charles Bennett. To the mid-range goes Bennett. We move to round 3. Round 3. We'll change from Misech to start the 3rd round. To the mid-range goes Toby Misech, exploding forward Felony Charles Bennett. And on the shuffle step to the body. Looking for that rear left uppercut. Hook. No controversy there. 2-1 on the knockdown count.
That's the equalizer that Misech needed.
See if Misech now tries to turn up the intensity. And then a knockdown with that left hand. Great step from Bennett off the canvas. Though he never fully was, but again, correct from Nick Barons. With the hands touch from Charles Bennett. 60 seconds remaining round 3. Jab to the body from Felony Charles Bennett. Hands high and tight for Toby Misech. You see Bennett trying to split that guard. Left hand to the inside, swing and a miss. Smooth right across the nose of Toby Misech. And again, you see trying to bait in Misech, Chris.
Trying to bait him in, but really needs to land some power. Ooh, that was another good pull, but he's got to fire back immediately.
35 seconds remaining round 3 of our feature fight. We're 145 pounds. Hand not getting through, but hold it back mid-flight. This is with the right hand. Misech to the inside. See the cautious, smart entries of Misech, respecting that counter speed of Charles Bennett. And the creativity just like that.
It's hard to train for that because nobody else is going to finish.
Momentary stalemate. Right to the body. He moved to Misech dropped twice by Bennett in round one. Both times it's the knee that touched. Bennett dropped by Misech in round 3, and it was the hands that touched. Fourth. The cut misses from Bennett. Misech to the mid-range. Rear stalking pressure to start round 4 for Toby Misech. What we've seen from him, 1, 2, and 3.
Definitely looks like Misech feels like he wants to push the pace. He wants to get that knockdown back.
Misech active on the lead. Hand over hand left. Right hand for Charles Bennett. Bringing a miss for Misech. Going big on the hook. The body. 80 seconds remaining round 4. Then you see Bennett, the gamesmanship, dropping his hands, sticking out his chin. To do that, uses explosive hand speed. Left hand forward for Misech. The left hand touches, and that is ruled as a knockdown by Nick Bennett. No controversy again there. The left hand clearly touched.
And see how
knockdowns a piece.
And see how upset Bennett is. Once again, not hurt, just hand touched.
Misech now forward to the mid-range. 45 seconds remaining, round 4 left to the body. They're trying to counter on the right hand, but not fully land. These are two extraordinarily fast 145ers. Misech, slight trickle of blood, corner of his right eye. 15 seconds remaining, round number 4. Left uppercut. Bennett continuing to show the creativity. Misech continuing to show the forward pressure. 2-2 on the knockdown count. This fight was definitely on. No one has won anything yet as we move to the 5th of the final round. Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett. Knuckle up from Nick Bennett. Immediate forward pressure to start the 5th and final round off from scratch for Toby Misech. Everything for Misech. Hand to the body, thrown naked, knocked off for Bennett.
Let's see if Bennett feels like he has to do something.
Up to the body from Charles Bennett. Misech opening his chest to throw that jab. On the feint step. And again showing the creativity, leaping punches. Misech trying to counter with the left hand. A tight striking guard for Toby Misech coming through. Big right hand for Felony Charles Bennett. Leaping left uppercut again. We've continually seen Charles Bennett time that leaping left and indeed leaping right uppercut in this fight.
He's landing, but sometimes he's just not doing that much damage. Misech seems very tough, very sturdy, very durable.
Misech continues to come forward and it continues to land the counters. 40 seconds remaining in this fight. Right hook to the body from Charles Bennett. Misech to the mid-range. Misech showing the patience and that leaping left uppercut from Bennett. Misech on the upper body movement, the head movement backing out to the center circle, trying to come forward off of the overhead left, right hook to the body from Bennett. Straight shot with this fight. Misech missing the overhead left. On the left hand, Bennett pointing to the center circle. Misech trying to open up. Misech taking himself off balance. That's clearly a slip. And that is the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this groundbreaking night here in Honolulu. The fights just keep getting better and better. Let's hear it one time for these two fighters. After completing the scheduled hard-fought 5 rounds, our judges at ringside are all in agreement at 47-44 to the winner by unanimous decision. Toby! Too quick! Misech!
At 185 pounds, Keali'i Kanekoa versus Joseph Creer.
Big fellas, Sean, 6'2" to 6'4", 74-inch reach and 76. These are big, massive fellas for this weight class. Joseph Creer a slight advantage, but not that much.
The bell, round number 1. Black trunks for Keali'i Kanekoa. Black and red trunks for Joseph Creer. Creer immediately to the outside, just where he wants to be.
Kanekoa's got to utilize some feints, some head to try and draw out those punches from Creer.
2 big right hands, 2 big misses from Kanekoa, but they did take Creer off his striking line. Now to the inside, the driving forward pressure on the left hand, left jab on the exit from Creer. Creer trying to stay slick. Inside, check left hook, and that drops Keali'i Kanekoa.
Exactly what Creer said would happen, and Creer's going to walk into one of those punches.
Up at 8 is Keali'i Kanekoa.
Creer doing a good job of keeping the reins, making his opponent pay for trying to get inside. Kanekoa's got to use some head movement to get inside, figure it out in a different way.
To the inside, they duck under from Creer. On the right hand, short left hand on the exit from Joseph Creer. Undaunted Keali'i Kanekoa coming forward.
Creer doing a great job of keeping the reins, staying outside, sticking the movement.
Step in left hand from Creer. Kanekoa on his back foot, Creer to the inside. Heavy pressure now, clearing the half-tie clock. Short left hand. Kanekoa snatching the half-tie clock to the inside. Creer still throwing. There's the separation from Frank Creer.
Creer doing a great job of being very heavy on his opponent.
Big exhale after that separation from Keali'i Kanekoa. We're on the outside, you see the movement, naked right hand, left hand, right uppercut. Slick from Creer. We're on the left hand. Blood in and around Keali'i Kanekoa's left eye, overhand left from Joseph Creer. Big round number 1 for Joseph Creer. We move to round 2. Oh, knuckle up from Frank Creer. Round 2. Immediately to the jab from southpaw goes Joseph Creer.
Creer is able to stay exactly where he wants, right in his range.
Kanekoa from ortho, trying to get to the inside. Keali'i Kanekoa emphatic in our fighter minis. Cannot get stuck on the outside. Caught with that left hand is Keali'i Kanekoa. Overhand right off the mark. Creer elusive in and out.
Creer just always staying in position, doing a great job thus far.
Right uppercut, overhand left from Joseph Creer. Right hand to the inside, right uppercut. Big shot, triangle. Watch the fight in his favor. Heavy pressure to the inside, Keali'i Kanekoa. But right back comes Joseph Creer. Creer again on the stick jab. Well, 5 remaining, round number 2. Double overhand right from Kanekoa. Right uppercut from Joseph Creer. Chris, this is the most creativity that we have seen from Creer in this now BKFC bout number 9 for him.
He's just taking whatever he's being given. Those uppercuts are beautiful. They're landing because his opponent's doing a great job of blocking his outside shots.
Here on the 1-2. Credit Keali'i Kanekoa. Dropped in round 1. He is taking some big punches, especially uppercuts from Joseph Creer. Still in this fight, but now on his back foot. There's Creer on his front foot. 30 seconds remaining, round 2, overhand left.
Creer will punch first when he has to, but he's definitely looking to land those counter shots.
Sharp jab. You can see Kanekoa trying to will himself back into this fight, coming forward to the inside. On the left hand, right uppercut again. Continues to land that punch. Trigg. Final seconds, round number 2. The jab just before the bell. We move to round 3. The fighters back up the stretch. Now we start round 3. Right back to the jab goes Joseph Creer. Kanekoa trying to throw his jab, but there's the long jab from Creer. Creer again on the step-in jab. Double jab from Joseph Creer. Listen, it's not just the jab right now of Creer, it's the step-in on the jab.
It's a step-in on the jab, and it's that two that he always has in case Kanekoa tries to step inside.
One of the hematomas on the left side of Keali'i, Kanekoa's forehead has popped and it is flowing blood. Straight left hand. You saw the hand trap. That was slick.
And it's not a big reach advantage that Creer has, but it is one, so he's doing a great job of standing right in his range.
On the left hand, you saw Kanekoa pointing to the center circle, telling Creer, let's stand and trade. That is not Creer's game, and he is not going to oblige, nor should he.
And why would he at this point? He's winning the fight as he wants to, so why would you change and open?
Creer on the jab. Kanekoa, to his credit, continuing to come forward, and to his credit, there's the step in again. Creer's timing to this point in the fight with 45 seconds remaining round 3 has been absolutely on point. Left to the body.
Once again, Creer just taking whatever he's being given. Give me the body, fine. Give me the uppercut, I'll take it. Whatever his opponent, wherever the holes are, he's seen him and he's coming.
Double jab. There's a big left hand from Joseph Creer. Massive swelling across the face of Keali'i, Kanekoa.
It's just target practice at this point. Kanekoa's got to go for broke. He's got to try and get inside. Or just
right hand. 10-second clack acknowledged by Frank Trigg. Late here in round number 3. Joseph Creer seeing this fight going his way. Double left hand from Creer. Next up, round 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge, Frank Trigg, steps in calling a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Joseph the Dark Knight Creer.
Main event time. Our tale of the tape presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink in the middleweight division. Maki Pitolo versus Doug Coltrane.
Okay, Sean, Doug Coltrane, 3 inches taller, but they have the exact same reach. A lot of times I feel like that favors the shorter guy. They can land those overhand shots.
Doug Coltrane told us, I'm not going to throw every punch with full power. I have to be sharp. I have to be accurate. The bell, round number 1. Fast start out from scratch for Maki Pitolo. He's in the black and gold trunks. Black trunks for Doug Coltrane. Coltrane on the outside. Pitolo looking to come to the mid-range off of the left hook. Swing his left hand as he told us he would. Maki Pitolo, big swings overhand right.
Pitolo doing a good job of trying to be very adamant with his head movement. Doesn't want to be there to get hit.
Left hand, right hand for Pitolo. Hands high and tight in the striking guard for Maki Pitolo. Right hand, left hand to the inside. Coltrane circling out. 125 remaining, round number 1 of our main event. Coltrane long on the jab, not there. The fighters to the center circle, both fighters unorthodox. Pitolo looking for the overhand right. Coltrane back to the long jab, doubling his jab, Maki Pitolo. There's that hook jab from Doug Coltrane. Pitolo again on the stiff jab. Left hand right to the body.
Oh, there's already a cut on the eye, Pitolo.
Hard right hand to the inside. See the upper body movement, the head movement of Pitolo as he comes forward. Boys, you like Doug Coltrane on the outside.
This one, Coltrane wants to be outside, throwing jabs, making his opponent pay for trying to get close.
Deep swelling in the left eye of Maki Pitolo right hand. Pitolo again the roll through. Upper body movement, hands high and tight. With a much looser, more open striking guard for that Coltrane. Coltrane looking to time the counter on his back foot. Here's the jab from Coltrane.
What happened?
On the delay to the canvas goes Maki Pitolo, taking the jab, the delay, and then Pitolo to the canvas.
Oh, wow. Is it hurt that bad? Hard to tell.
Victory for Doug Coltrane.
I did not see exactly what happened there, Sean.
First it was the jab, the delay, Pitolo taking himself to the canvas, and then taking the 10 count from Nick Behrens.
You can see the eye already damaged for Pitolo. Just a good stiff jab. We talk about it a lot. Jabs can do the trick. Just a little jab once again. Delayed reaction. Nope, can't do it. You cannot see, and if you can't see, you know you cannot fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to an end with our referee in charge, Nick Behrens, reaching the count of 10 at 1 minute 59 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by KO.